The CDC is warning about a possible fourth wave of coronavirus as cases rise in parts of the country. This as vaccinations also continue to increase. About 1 in 4 adults in the United States are now fully vaccinated, and more than 112 million people have received at least one shot. Joining us now, former coronavirus task force testing czar Admiral Brett Giroir. I thought I would maybe just ask you, a year from where, think back to a year ago, when you were right in the middle of the beginning of the pandemic. Did you ever think we would be at this stage where we had this many vaccinations and shots in arms?
Well, thanks for having me on. Of course, we knew that vaccines were the only way out of the pandemic, barring everyone getting the disease. So we started working on that immediately. But I can honestly say that nobody would have expected to have 3 authorized vaccines that were 100% protective at the doses. So we really do have the end in sight. It is a miraculous type of accomplishment. So no, we could not have imagined this type of success.
So you mentioned the end in sight, and yet these are the headlines. I just wanted to get your reaction. Like, how worried should we be? The LA Times, the Washington Post, NewJersey.com, and Wink all saying that there is a double mutant coronavirus variant that is sweeping the nation. What should we know about this?
So mutations occur all the time. This particular variant has a couple of mutations that we need to watch. But the bottom line is that all these variants, whether it's South African, Brazil, UK, or likely this new double variant, will all be protected against by the vaccines. The vaccines work. You got to have both of them if you have Pfizer or Moderna, but they give you such protection and such diversity that, yes, we need to be concerned about these mutants. We need to follow them. But this is not, double mutant sounds really awful and scary. The American people should not be scared. They should get their vaccines. And the end of this will become soon after the vaccines are more widespread.
About 80% of teachers have gotten the first shot of vaccines. You've been on here before talking about what can happen and what people can do once they get a vaccine. So in your opinion, can kids and teachers get back into the classroom?
Well, teachers and children should be back in the classroom already. And even Dr. Walensky said it's not necessary for teachers to get the vaccine. In Texas, where I am, children have been back in school since last August. My younger daughter's in education. It's going very well. This is creating irreparable harm. And look at the places where children are still not in school: Washington, California, Oregon, Washington, D.C., Maryland. This is really causing irreparable harm to children. Yes, vaccines is an added bonus for the teachers. I am so happy they're getting it. But teachers should be back in school with their students today. They should have been 6 months ago.
I want you to listen to some sound from the CDC director, Walensky. Just take a listen to this real quick.
I'm going to reflect on the recurring feeling I have of impending doom. But right now, I'm scared.
Our data from the CDC today suggests, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick, and that it's not just in the clinical trials, but it's also in real-world data.
I would advocate against general travel overall. Our guidance is silent on recommending or not recommending fully vaccinated people travel.
So last question to you, sir. Like, how are Americans supposed to take the information, what they're seeing in their own communities, getting the vaccine, but then hearing messages like that from the CDC? It feels like it's confusing.
Well, there are a lot of mixed messages here. And let me just tell you the facts where they are. If you are vaccinated and fully vaccinated, you are 95% protected against getting any infection. It's very unlikely you will transmit it, but there is a small chance. I feel very comfortable traveling. I'm ready to go on cruises again with a fully vaccinated crew and passengers. So we're not out of this yet. I don't think we're going to have a fourth wave because of the vaccines and the pre-existing immunity from people getting infected. So I still wear a mask in public because there's still a small chance that even vaccinated, you could have a little virus and pass it to someone who is vulnerable. But we are on our way out of this. I do believe herd immunity is around the corner, and deaths continue to decrease because we've done so well with our elderly and vulnerable. The end is in sight. Don't be scared. Be vigilant. Get your vaccine, and we will be out of this.
All right, Admiral Brett Giroir, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for the insight.
Like to hear that, huh?